Worries about starting a new school year or new school or fears of a heavy workload? First day jitters can be a lot for a parent and for a kid.
Sure can. And here to help us work through all of these emotions is Clara Reynolds from the Crisis Center. Welcome back.
Hi, ladies.
Good to have you here.
Happy back to school time.
I can't believe it.
I can't either.
I know it's
here.
crazy. So now's about the time where kids start to get a little nervous, a little anxious about starting a new school year. What are some tips to kind of work through that anxiety that a kid might be feeling?
Well, as we were all talking, that anxiety is normal and it's natural. So helping a kid just normalize that behavior and also helping them figure out, how do I manage this? Okay, talk about deep breathing. Remember that it is very common, particularly if you're starting a new school. So parents, if you can help your child, let them see the school beforehand, maybe do a meet and greet with a teacher, that's always great. And it's great for a child to talk to a trusted adult, maybe not mom or grandma or a grandparent, maybe it's a coach, maybe it's a mentor, a faith leader, somebody else that they can talk to and just talk through their feelings. Half the time you talk about it, you're gonna feel much better.
For kids who maybe aren't coming to their parent and saying, I need to talk to someone, what are some things that we can look for to be able to be like, they're feeling a little anxious going into the year?
First of all, you know your kid probably better than anybody, so you know when they're kind of acting a little unusual. Ask them. Just give them the opportunity to talk about it. You know, communicate how you're feeling and help your child find the language to be able to communicate. And you want to make sure that, you know, if a child is starting to worry about school, develop that plan about how you're going to manage that anxiety, because oftentimes it's either around testing, workloads, those kinds of things. Help your kid create the plan early. Anxiety is usually rooted in fear, and particularly fear of the unknown. So if you can take away some of those issues, you will find a child will just be able to take a breath and be able to relax a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. I know it used to be, you know, kids would worry about, you know, maybe making new friends. Now it's making new friends and the workload, because I feel like the workload has gotten worse, you know, for kids, especially in high school. So kids might have just that anxiety. How am I going to manage my time?
Right.
Yeah.
And also making sure that as parents, we are prioritizing their sleep. We're prioritizing eating well and exercise in addition to managing that workload.
Yeah, making sure that they don't get, you know, too bogged down by the workload, that they're still doing those other things.
Exactly.
And really the sleep and the eating habits are something that's going to help out those anxiety feelings.
Absolutely, and particularly, you know, as we're getting in that swing, getting ready to start, it's really important to start now. A little bit 2 weeks out, start getting back into those routines. Routines are so important for not only kids, but also for parents and adults. And we always tell parents the first couple weeks are going to be ridiculous and hectic and awful. Give yourself some grace. It won't feel like that forever.
Right.
Sometimes you
it's true, I know.
You just got to get back into the swing of things.
Yeah, absolutely.
What advice do you have for parents? I know that was a little bit of it, the routine. I've heard so many parents lately saying, you know, I just need a routine again. We need to get back to a schedule.
Exactly.
And so they're really feeling it. But, you know, going into that new year, what advice do you have about helping parents help kids get back in there?
And again, it starts with that routine, and start it now. We cannot wait until that Sunday before, which I think is August 9th, to start a new bedtime. Start working on that now and strive to be consistent. Once you set that routine, you have to be consistent if you want your kid to be consistent. And finally, try to prep as much as possible the night before. Don't try to do everything the morning of. It's just going to create more anxiety and stress for the entire family. So start early and don't bite off more than you can chew. You don't have to do everything. Just do what you can, and together, you guys will, I promise, you'll make it through another school year.
Deep breaths. That's what she's doing.
Just breathe.
Thank you, Clara.
Good to have you. Always great when you're on.
Yeah.
Thank you.